Through my blog and YouTube channel, I've had the chance to try possibly a dozen robot vacuums, including some of the most expensive and high-tech. Those can be cleaning lifesavers, of course, but it got me wondering about the efficiency, effectiveness, and reliability of robot vacuums in the more budget-friendly range. Can you still get a good clean that doesn't cost quite as much? I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and that's why when I had a chance to review the budget-friendly Roomba E5 from iRobot, I was really glad to put it to the test. In this review, I'll tell you about its cleaning prowess, its effectiveness, and what it can't do when compared to those more expensive robots, and whether you'll be wishing you maybe had some of those features. A quick heads up that if you end up liking this video and finding it helpful, to please hit that like button and give me a sub, because it does help me keep making more videos that I hope everyone out there can watch, enjoy, and learn from. This robot vacuum is a Wi-Fi connected, remote app controlled, voice assistant connected home sweeping and vacuuming device. It's about the same size as other Roombas, but without the price tag. This one is round, while some other bots are more square or D-shaped. The E5 sells for about $4.49 Canadian, making it one of the most affordable Roombas out there. It works just like any other Roomba. It feels its way around your room by nudging into things and then avoiding obstacles or blocks and moving on. Cliff sensors prevent it from falling down the stairs. Inside the box, you're getting just the basics here: your bot and a power cord and the dock to charge them up. So what is missing from other higher cost Roombas? One key difference in this robot over the more expensive ones is that this one doesn't have mapping and intelligent navigation where it can see around obstacles. So you might say it navigates maybe more by touch than by sight. That navigation and home mapping allows you to do things like create a map of your home so you can clean specific rooms, or you can set cleaning schedules for those specific rooms of the house on certain days, for example, too. The Roomba E5 offers less suction than the S9 Plus, for example, but I will say it is quieter. There's also no cleaning or suction boost on carpets with the E5 as there is on the S9. Even so, it still gets the job done. With the E5, you need to manually empty the dustbin when it's full, while higher-end Roombas have an optional automatic dirt disposal feature. And while a robot like the S9, for example, will run, then recharge itself, and then go back out again to automatically finish the job of cleaning your whole house, the E5 here has a maximum runtime of up to 90 minutes. One other thing to point out is that despite this being the budget model, you still get voice control with Google or Alexa. To the big question, how does this less expensive Roomba clean? I found that Roombas clean quite well, and this bot is no exception. They'll pick up a lot of different things, from pet hair to crumbs, from fine dirt or flour to grittier bits like crackers. I would say the E5 here might need an extra pass to get as clean as the S9 or the i7, and it wasn't as good as they are at getting dirt out of the spaces where the grout has worn away in my old floor. Roombas, including the E5, transition really well from tile to hardwood to carpet and rugs and clean each surface well. And while I've found folks on my YouTube channel complain that it doesn't handle taller transitions well, in my home it hasn't been an issue. In short, I would say this Roomba does a good job sweeping up. Overall, I was not unhappy with how this robot was able to clean and the spaces he was able to get into. But yes, corner areas and narrow areas are sometimes a challenge. In my testing, the E5 would go out and clean about 2 or 3 rooms of the 1,000 square foot main floor of my house on a single charge. The robot would sort of go from room to room and find his way through doorways and around beds and furniture really quite easily. Roomba also has a very handy spot clean mode, and the button's right on the device, and it works really well. If you spill something on the floor or have a particularly dirty or dusty area, you can bring the Roomba over and select that button, and the device will begin a series of swirl patterns and sweep up everything in that small area. Does the Roomba tend to get stuck? I will say I have come home a couple of times to find my Roombas stopped at the edge of the stairs or stuck on a rug or a stray sock. That's because if the robot gets into a spot he can't get out of, he'll just shut down and wait for you to rescue him. He also has a built-in ability to untangle himself from any cords he may get caught in, which is super handy. Even so, I find Roombas are the least likely of all the robot vacuums I've reviewed to ever get stuck. Keeping the Roomba's dustbin canister clean and emptying it regularly is important to keep your robot running well. iRobot recommends you empty the dustbin after each use, and while I tried to do this, sometimes I forgot. The Roomba is supposed to let you know if the dustbin is too full to continue cleaning. This, however, has never worked well for me personally. I never get the alerts and it never shows up on my app screen. To that end, my dustbin is usually full to bursting after just one run, with debris lodged inside the suction tube, and that needs to be manually pulled free. I'd say this lack of alerts is the biggest problem with the Roomba that I have ever dealt with. That issue aside, the app works really well, letting you manage your bots, adjust their settings, and turn cleaning on or off. It's easy to get set up and connected, and a handy way to manage your robot army and their schedule. And speaking of scheduling, this feature in the iRobot app lets you choose which days of the week and times of day you'd like your robot to clean for you. Similarly, if you've dashed out unexpectedly and would love a quick sweep up before you get home, you can just hit the clean button inside the app from anywhere, and the robot will do a pass of your floors before you arrive. One of the concerns many consumers have when shopping for a robot vacuum is, will it be noisy? I can say with confidence that most robot vacuums are noisy. Where we can debate is the degree of noise. Most folks would not be able to sleep through a robot vacuum cleaning cycle, and you probably wouldn't want to take on a Zoom call when it's running. I did feel like the E5, though, was marginally quieter than the S9, for example, and that may be due to differences in the suction power. One last point on noise. The great thing about your robot housekeeper here, however, is that you can schedule him to do your bidding while you're outside in the backyard, running errands, or otherwise not at home if you're worried about the noise bothering you. Tell Roomba to start cleaning. One of the great things about iRobot's Roomba devices is that they work with both Amazon Alexa and the Google Assistant. And that means you can just ask your personal assistant to send it out, send it home, pause the clean, and more. I've found the digital assistant features on these robots work really well, and they're really convenient.
Starting 2 vacuums.
Can a Roomba replace an upright vacuum? This is a question I get asked about these devices all the time, and the answer is, that depends. While a Roomba is a great way to keep that regular maintenance down, it can't go everywhere. For example, it can't do baseboards, it can't clean furniture or get into really deep corners. And the E5 in particular here isn't going to power dirt out of your thicker carpets like an upright will. If you have a lot of carpets, you might still need a solution for those. But if you're trying to go with something a little lower key or have sort of a couple of different and more versatile devices, getting a Roomba and something like a handheld or a small vacuum could bridge any gaps. Overall, I think this is a really good robot vacuum at a fraction of the cost of some higher-end models. Like other iRobot Roomba models that cost more, this one sweeps your home thoroughly and has a host of remote operating features. I feel like you're getting great cleaning power and nearly all the features of the higher-end models in this unit. When it comes to the downsides, I wish I could get those dustbin full alerts properly, but perhaps that's an iPhone issue. I also wish that for the real estate on this vacuum, the dustbin was a bit larger. You likely won't miss, though, the stuff this robot doesn't have, like the home mapping or the automatic dirt disposal. If you think you need those features or you just want them, an increase to your budget will give you lots more toys. Overall, the Roomba E5 is easy to set up, easy to use, and it cleans your home really well at a great low price. I think it is an excellent starter robot housekeeper for folks on a budget who want to get into this game. I've seen the price vary wildly on this one from about $379 to $449 Canadian, but you can get it from places like Best Buy or Amazon. If you want to read more about it, head over to techgadgetscanada.com, where I've posted a full blog. You can ask me any questions you have about this vacuum, either there on the blog or, as always, here on the YouTube channel. If you like this video and found it helpful, please hit that like button and give me a sub, because it does help me keep making more videos that I hope everyone can watch, enjoy, and learn from. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Erin. Until the next time, you can catch me on either Twitter or Instagram. I'm at ErinLYYC. You can also always reach me through Facebook at facebook.com/TechGadgetsCanada.